Some would say she had it coming, right? This is video of a tourist trying to pet a bison at Yellowstone National Park. The video going viral after the bison reacts and then charges at the woman with its horns. Here to talk more about the dangers of people and animals interacting with the wildlife. They're there to look at keep your distance is Dr. William Severud. He's an assistant professor at South Dakota State University's Department of Natural Resource Management, and he teaches large mammal ecology as well. Good to have you with us. I mean, this is just people behaving badly, right? Anything else?
It's a mixture of people behaving badly and good intentions also. It's you see a struggling young animal and you want to help out, but it's never a good idea to kind of intervene in the natural system in that way. And
Right.
Getting close for a photograph, that is just wrong.
Right. I guess the message would be let nature take its course, right? The calf will find its way, the herd will find it, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yes, and that. I think there's this disconnect that people often have with being very concerned for individual animals, but having kind of the park might have a larger population-wide perspective where they want the entire herd of bison to survive and be healthy, but people see an individual animal and get their heartstrings pulled and see that they think they can do something to help. And in this case, it ultimately ended up doing the exact opposite.
So in your opinion, I mean, should there be more parameters set up at national parks? Is there anything that our parks, as we head into the warmer months, can do to combat this and send a strong message about interacting with the wildlife?
Well, on Yellowstone's, to Yellowstone's credit, they do have a pledge that they're asking people to take called Taking the Yellowstone Pledge, where there's a list of different criteria that they're asking people to abide by, including staying 25 yards away from animals and an additional 100 yards away from bears and wolves. Another one of the things is to practice safe selfies. And that addresses the situation with people getting just too close to wild animals for the picture. So the park does have some of these things in place. It's just getting the public to comply is, I think, the issue right now.
Is it happening more, or are we just seeing it more because of people taking unsafe selfies?
Everyone has a camera at their fingertips now with cell phones, and everyone wants to, get a good shot for their social media. So I think it might be happening more. In addition, the parks are having really a huge surge in visitorship that has happened over the last couple of years, partly due to COVID, but also just, getting more folks out and interested and into the park system as well. So I think it's a combination of all these factors.
Well, and I guess big picture, how does it impact the animals, right? To be so close and have these interactions with people over time. I mean, does it change their ultimate behavior?
We have seen that where animals will alter their behavior in response to human interaction. I mean, you saw in the case of the bison calf where the herd ultimately abandoned that calf. Animals might be more aggressive when they are fed human food. They might come to expect that human food and then become problems. And ultimately, it typically ends up with the death of that individual animal. When it kind of loses its fear of humans, becomes more or less habituated and kind of expects food rewards. And when they don't get that reward, they can become aggressive.
Follow the rules, keep your distance, protect yourself, protect the animals. It's crazy we have to say it, but we do. Dr. William Severud, even with good intent. Appreciate your time this morning. Have a happy and safe summer.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.